I'm so excited to kick off our 2025 2026 lecture series for the Top Gun Squadron. And I'm going to be speaking today about the impact of AI and robotics in the future of surgery. Now, in keeping with this theme, I'd like to introduce to you a new friend of mine. He's our AI companion, Alan. Say hi to everybody, Alan.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for allowing Butch, or should I say Dr. Rosser, and I to take you on this journey. Dr. Rosser, do you mind if I call you Butch?
No, Alan, I do not mind at all, but I want you to remember, because you are AI, I want to give you some contextual bridging. We only have a limited time for this presentation, and we want to get through it very efficiently. Do you understand?
Got it. But let's not forget, you are a Southerner, and sometimes it takes you a good 15 minutes just to say your name.
Okay, I see even our AI companion has jokes. Okay, I get it, Alan, and we're going to proceed, and I'll suppress my Southern disposition. All right. So let's look at where AI has impact areas in surgery. You can see the four different areas that we're going to present to you right now. So, Alan, let's have the first one.
Yes, Butch. The first impact area is proven and emerging clinical impact.
Now, we're going to take four different areas: computer-aided detection. We're going to then look at how vision models can be of assistance. We're going to see how AI can actually give you perioperative risk prediction. And last but not least, augmented reality and computer vision overlays. So now let's look at computer-aided detection. Well, I'm excited about this because this is something that is going on right now. It's on the front line, and we're using AI to increase our detection rate of adenomas doing colonoscopy. AI can increase the detection rate by 20%. Now, in more advanced neoplastic situations, the data is still out. But Medtronic's Genius that you just saw, it has been available since 2021. Now, what we're going to do is go on to vision models and how vision models can help us. Now, using vision models, we can actually apply this AI application to recognize the phases and steps in procedures. And this is all about workflow recognition. And with this, you can actually have AI help you with intraoperative decision making. That's right, coaching. It can actually coach you and assist you in your decision making through a operation, especially one that is difficult. And surgical coaching is one of the more exciting areas to assist surgeons that is going on today. Now, next, what we're going to look at is perioperative risk prediction. Now, this is actually generated with deep machine learning. And this AI platform is actually trained on electronic health records and also uses physiologic times series to predict common postoperative complications. For instance, after a very aggressive and extensive operation, the patients are usually under deep anesthesia. One of the things that we're concerned about when you're recovering is whether or not or when to remove the breathing tube. Okay. If you remove it too early, the patient will go into respiratory failure. So, this is where AI can help you in predicting a potential complication and being able to help you bring the patient off a ventilator very safely. Now, next, we're going to be talking about augmented reality and computer vision overlays. Now, as you know, augmented reality can project digital information into the real world to enhance the user's perception of reality. Now, this is going to be very important in any surgical procedure that needs to be guided and have precise guidance. This is especially true in orthopedics, and we're going to show you that where it's being applied with robotics later on. And also, this could be very important in oncologic and reconstructive procedures. So, that's our review of proven and emerging clinical impact. Let's go to some of the other impact areas for AI. Now, Alan, let's give me the first one.
Coming right up, Butch. Next is OR operations and scheduling.
And OR operation and scheduling is key in order to run an efficient operating room. Now, we can use these machine learning platforms like this that also have deep learning capability to be able to look at the case duration. We also can look at cancellations, recovery room demands, and this will help us reduce delays, also decrease the turnover time. In other words, the time that it takes to get a room ready for another surgery. And also, and this is very important in the OR room budget, we can decrease the amount of overtime that is used unnecessarily.
Okay, less glamorous but supremely important is automated documentation and multimodal models.
Alan, I'm glad you announced this one because this is one of the little applications of AI which can really help us, and that's with documentation, especially with operations reports. In other words, every time you finish an operation, you are supposed to go and dictate exactly what you've done for the medical record. Now, to be honest with you, after you've done a big surgery, a lot of times people do not want to go ahead and do this. They do it later, which can lead to inaccuracies. So, by using AI, especially with multimodal models that can actually bring in different types of data, such as visual data, along with the system operative logs, you can actually have AI produce that operative report. This may seem to be a small thing, but as far as documentation, which is everything in medicine, and you will find out, this is absolutely an important asset to mature and have. All right, Alan, what's the next one? Okay.
I know this is close to your heart, Butch. Training, competency, and skill analytics.
Well, it is. And you all already know that because our frontline introduction to you to the Top Gun Squadron has been our Top Gun laparoscopic skill and suturing program. Many of you have gone through it. Uh, a lot of you have not, but you will. Now, what I'm excited about is AI comes in and they can help you have more data to let us know about your true competency. And also, it can give formative feedback. Just imagine an AI Dr. Ross is standing over you while you're performing your Top Gun exercises. If that doesn't scare you, I don't know what will. I want to go ahead and give all of you a deeper dive into what Top Gun is all about. So take a look at this video.
Hi, I'm Dr. Butch Rosser, the creator of the Top Gun laparoscopic skills and suturing program. And I have just one question for you. Are you the advanced laparoscopic surgeon that you know you ought to be? If the answer is no, the edge of your envelope starts right here. Become a Top Gun surgeon by participating in the Top Gun laparoscopic skills and suturing program. Top Gun is an unbelievable program that decreases the time that it takes to learn how to intracorporally suture from 350 hours, if you had to do this by yourself, to just 12 hours. It gives you those skills that you need to operate in the advanced laparoscopic environment: superior targeted skills, two-hand choreography, 3D depth perception compensation. All of these are needed attributes of a frontline 21st century surgeon. Let me tell you, in Top Gun, we have several sayings, but the one saying that I love the most is this one: train hard or go home. And if you give us a chance, just give us a chance to take you through the Top Gun regimen, your life will be changed forever, and you will be the advanced laparoscopic surgeon that you should be.
That's right. And just imagine, you guys are actually doing what real surgeons actually do in the operative environment at your level. It's absolutely amazing that you're going to have a skill set now that only about 25% of the surgeons actually have at this time. Talk about giving you a leg up. And that's why I not only want you to embrace the program when you have an opportunity to go through it, but for those who have gone through it, I want you to advance your skills. And that's why we have Zed and the Cornell group working hard to get our simulators ready so you all can start your journey or continuing your journey. Now we have one more, Alan. Let me see. Let's give that to the audience.
Which the final area is another one that will pull at your heartstrings: telemedicine.
Absolutely. I've been dealing with telemedicine, or the delivery of care remotely to individuals using computerized computers and telecommunications since the early 90s, working with NASA and being at the Yale NASA Commercial Space Station. Now, telemedicine is actually going to fuel the democratization of healthcare so that everyone can have the healthcare they need, no matter what time of day and no matter where they are in the world. Now, this really was able to come to the forefront during COVID. It took COVID, a pandemic, to get people to understand how telemedicine could impact our healthcare system in an unbelievable manner. And now that they've let the monkey out of the basket, it's going to be hard to be put back in. I want to share with you some a video of it goes back to 1992 when I was able to orchestrate and develop the technology and put it into practice, the first removal of a piece of colon that's done laparoscopically with me remotely controlling the operation with a person that had never done this operation before. Take a look. This goes back to 1992.
I hope that one day the modern day miracle of advanced laparoscopic surgery will be at the disposal of every human being around the world. Round four, this is big one. Do you have a extra long Paris needle?
Tell you, what you just saw is basically me directing a surgery in Detroit, thousands of miles away, using our special techniques such as remote training on the skills. We were using computerized video events presented to develop judgment. And this particular event led to me actually uh, having excuse me, this led to me actually being the subject matter expert on the Discovery Health Channel, their inaugural video. And it was called Cyber Surgery in the Dominican Republic, where I was at my command center, my NASA command center in my home, directing an advanced surgery to the Dominican Republic. Telemedicine has been a labor of love for me, and I'm so glad I've been blessed to be alive today to see it actually starting to manifest its destiny. Well, now we've gone over AI. I want to go ahead now and go into robotics.
Just a minute, Butch. I know you are enthused by what AI can do for surgery, but let's not forget the pitfalls and concerns.
Okay, Alan, that's really fair. Let's go over some of the dark side, the challenges and considerations. Well, number one, we have to look at ethical issues. We have to ensure patient privacy. And in addition, something that's not talked about a lot, we have to avoid preventing algorithm bias. That's right. A computer program can have bias and basically point us in the wrong direction, and that can subsequently impact outcomes. Next, we have to put in the regulatory frameworks to protect those ethical parameters. Next, look at the impact of using AI in the workforce. There is an impact because now you're automating things that humans used to routinely do. And this can shift the job roles and responsibilities of your human staff. And we have to really try to have a balance between automation and human interaction. Next, as you would imagine, if you're using this all the time, you could lose your skills. You could go ahead and lose your skills, which would decrease efficiency and be deleterious to outcomes as you become over reliant on this technology. And this is especially important when you consider physical examination and patient communication as far as taking a history. Because if you want to be a great physician, remember, if you take a good history, the patient will tell you what's wrong. You just can't let the AI give you a profile and you go on. Next, there is tremendous costs for putting in the data and physical infrastructure for this to be appropriately deployed. And this cannot be underestimated. And you have to be committed, not only in mindset, but in dollars if this is going to be successfully accomplished. So, Alan, I hope I satisfied your concern about not mentioning the downside of AI with its challenges and considerations. Are we now ready to go on to robotics?
Oh, wonderful. I thought you would never ask.
Really? Okay. All right, Alan, whatever you have, whatever. Now, you were the one that held me up from going, well, what am I doing? I'm talking to an artificial being. Let's move on and talk about robotics in the future of surgery. And I'm telling you right now, I'm very excited about this, but also very guarded. How do you feel about this, Alan?
I can hardly contain myself. I'm about to explode with excitement.
Okay. Can you tell us why are you so excited?
I'm excited because of my marriage to robotics and what it will mean to the future in surgery.
Do you want to expand on that?
Through my marriage with robotics, the world will witness the field's most awe-inspiring transformations.
All right. Well, I'm glad you have such a high opinion. But this information is so expansive, Alan, and we're trying to give the audience a 50,000-foot view of this area. How do you think we should proceed?
Butch, It may be best to summarize robotic activity in surgery by specialty. What do you think?
You know what? I'm going to go along with you in with that. And so let's just break down the different areas of surgery where robotics will not only have a role now, but would have a role in the future. What are we going to start with?
Let's start with urology.
Okay, in urology, I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. This is the area where robotics has had the clearest level one data impact in the world of surgery. And it's been associated with prostate surgery. Before robotics, even a superiorly trained laparoscopic surgeon, because of the angles and where the prostate is located, would have difficulty in achieving excellent results each and every time. And this is where the robot, without dispute, is most documented to be a step above. And now, not only with prostate, but we're looking at bladder surgery and other, minimally invasive techniques associated with urology. For instance, donor nephrectomies. In other words, someone is giving a kidney so another person who's in renal failure can not have to go to dialysis. These areas, without a doubt, are non-controversial. What's our next one, Alan?
Next is colorectal and general surgery.
Colorectal. Let's look at that. There's absolute documentation that using the robot can decrease the number of conversions. We don't have the level one data that says it's better than standard laparoscopic techniques, except in decreasing conversions. What does that mean? In other words, you start off a case laparoscopically or minimally invasively, but then for some reason, some degree of difficulty, et cetera, you have to then stop that procedure and proceed to a standard open one. That is without a doubt. But to be honest with you, in the areas of removing gallbladders, doing hernias, the level one data saying that the robot is superior, it has not been seen as of yet. What's next, Alan?
Let's not forget thoracic.
Oh, absolutely. Let's not forget thoracic surgery, where minimally invasive techniques have made a big name for itself. Now, unfortunately, the robot has not shown inconclusive superior results when it comes down to doing different thoracic procedures, but there's still study going on.
I am really excited about the next one, which is orthopedics.
I am too, because wherever you have to have something precisely placed, and frequently this is the case in orthopedic application of appliances, this is where the robot actually can shine. So these are 5 areas where we have a significant impact in robotics, and it's only going to expand from there in the future. Now, Alan, where's your suggestion that we go next in trying to show our
No te oigo, estoy en la conferencia. Ah.
I'm sorry, someone's talking. Okay. Adolfo, you want to mute your mic, please? So, Alan, where are we going? Where are we going next?
Butch, I know the spine is of great interest to you because of your battle with back pain.
It is, and similar to orthopedics, anywhere where you have to place you have to have precise placement of an appliance. This is where it would shine. And in the spine, you have to actually use pedicle screws and place them in the precise location. Now, let's go on to our next component of this presentation, Alan.
Now, let's look at some of the leading and emerging robotic systems.
Well, I want to show you some of these robotic systems, and the granddaddy of them all is the Da Vinci from Intuitive Surgical. For those of you that have gone to to the SAGES convention with us, you know that they've been highlighted in our booth. These platforms, you can see they have a console, they have a visualization system for the assistants, and then they have all these different arms over there. It's quite a huge operation, and it takes a while to get it done. But this is the granddaddy of us all. Now, what's happening now is that it's facing competition. And one of those competitors happens to be Hugo by Medtronics. And with Hugo, they are trying to say you don't have to have this entire monstrosity. You can have one arm if you want, or two arms if you want. You don't have to have the entire armament doing a surgery. Once again, though, you can see that it has a console and also it has a visualization system for the assistants. Now, is one of his other big hopes is that it will give us one of the first more cost-effective systems, because that's been the problem. Da Vinci, the base is $3 million now. And now the race is on not only to give more capability, but also to be more cost effective. Now, those previous two platforms were good for general surgery, prostate, etc. Now with Mako, a Stryker product, these are the products that are being seen in orthopedics and in spine. You can see that it is not as extravagant, but it doesn't have to be, because what's the name of their game? Precise placement of appliances. And this is with Stryker. Now, Rosa is a product by Zimmer, and it is also mainly an orthopedic product. In fact, orthopedics was slightly ahead of general surgery and urology back in the day. And that's what this system looks like. Now, Versius is a newcomer that's for general surgery and general surgery and also urology. Now, this particular platform has a smaller size signature and has a lower cost. And like I said, the race is on to see who can pack as much capability into the most cost-effective platform. Luna is another entry also that's trying to do the same thing. And Octava is a Johnson & Johnson product. Now, let me tell you the significance of Octava. Octava is supported by Johnson & Johnson, one of the largest medical companies in the world. And this is their first step into the world of robotics. And we're hoping that with Johnson & Johnson getting involved, it's going to accelerate the lowering of the cost and the expansion of the capability. Because the one thing about this system and others is that they all have advanced AI and haptic feedback. So what you have to understand, in the past and currently, we don't have haptic feedback as part of the capability of these robotic systems. So for those of you who play video games, you notice the increased thrill you get and the feedback you get when your controller vibrates. That's haptic feedback. Now we can actually feel when we touch something that's firm and this is so important when you're operating. Previously, we're operating on site, and this is a great advancement that will improve outcomes and expand capability. In addition, if you can't see, don't operate on me. All these systems are having 4K and beyond visualization, and even into 3D. For those of you that were with us at SAGES the last 2 years, we've had Carl Stort's 3D system that we've been using during Top Gun. And this is all very exciting.
This finishes our review of the future of AI and robotics in surgery. However, before Dr. Rosser and I go, we would like to take you on a little detour.
And I want to thank you very much, Alan, for announcing that, because everybody's concerned about the technology and the tools in the future and how that's going to impact the field of surgery. But I'm telling you right now, I don't worry about that. The tech and the tools will be ready. I'm concerned that the talent will not. And we have, because we have a dwindling application tools of those people who want to go into medicine. Okay, we have a projected shortage of over 30,000 surgeons in the next 10 years, and not just surgeons. That's primary care providers, etc. Now, there are many factors that contribute to this physician shortage. One is that we don't have enough residency slots for those who want to go into residency and specialize. But two of the big ones are, number one, and you are very well aware of this, student debt. And number two, workload and pay discrepancies. You have $450,000 of debt, and then you come into your residency and you're making $60,000 a year. That number does not compute. And that puts even more pressure on you. In addition, we're having an aging physician workforce. Look at me. You know, this is becoming increasingly the face of surgeons, mature surgeons who are still good, but are going to have a limited lifespan going forth. And of course, the increased demand. Why? Our population is expanding, we're getting older, and therefore individuals need more services. This is why you are here today participating in the Top Gun Surgeon Squadron, because this is my contribution to this problem that I have gone over. This is why we're going the extra miles, working with you, formulating your portfolios so people want you and you don't have to go running after jobs. This is why we do all of this. By having early recruitment efforts such as this, and also early training efforts that a lot of you have already gone through. Now, there's three platforms that I want to make you more intimately aware of. First is Sage's Mini Med School program. Okay. Second is the University of Buffalo Self Learning Drone STEM program. And then finally, I want to let you have a testimonial about the Top Gun Squadron. So let's look at first Sage's Mini Med School. I actually started this with the American College of Surgeons back in 1996, where I was asked by the college to provide activity for local students to come in and be made aware about the field of surgery. Now, this subsequently expanded in 2012 into SAGES and goes on through SAGES to this day. We usually have 120 students that actually come in from the 9th and 12th grade, and we feature the FLS and Top Gun drills, the validated video games, and then we have pop music driving the whole experience. It is something to see if you can experience it. And we also, in addition to skill competitions, we have our Baby Shark Tank competition, where we challenge three groups of three individuals to innovate on the spot and create solutions to a problem that requires innovative thinking and invention. So let's take a closer look at the initial Sage's Mini Med School program. This was the initial platform back in 2014, which now has evolved into this pop culture extravaganza.
Well, Mini Med School goes back to what is the core of me, Butch Rosser. I'm a terminal 12-year-old. And every vantage point of my life, I look back at, wow, I'm blessed. What if I could have been influenced when I was young? I mean, you have to start young, influencing the pathway of a child's life. So I said, wow, people don't know what we do. What if say just opened their doors and we gave these kids an entire mini man school experience? And maybe we can help start a grassroots movement to increase the number of doctors we have in this country because we have a shortage. So it's about me being a terminal 12-year-old and loving what I do and trying to share it with others. I really want to inspire them. It's not so much as we're trying to get them to learn something they can use on a test. It's really to touch their hearts. And we do that in what I call the three-phase program. The first phase is an inspirational presentation where I open the show. Then I have my colleagues to come in and give cool lectures so they can understand what it's all about. That's phase one. Now, then we go into the exhibition phase where we take them down with all the manufacturers that make all the toys that allow us to do what we do, and they actually put their hands on it. And then we bring them back for the grand finale. It's the interactive experience where we personalize and have a pop culture crossover to these kids to show how being a surgeon and being a doctor is one of the coolest things on the planet. So it's a three-phase program that eventually we hope will touch their hearts.
Can you learn today? I actually learned how to use my non-dominant hand to be more skillful with it. I learned that I have a steady hand, both hands.
The talks from the doctors, they were really good. It was nice to know what they did every day and just have some insight into their daily lives. I really like that as well.
Thank you so much. It's beyond my expectations. I thought we were just going to be learning about like different aspects of surgery, but we actually got to do hands-on activities with like the technology, and I thought it was really interesting.
I've been in the Sages family for over 2 decades now, and I'm just happy to be here so we can show the soft underbelly of Sages, because it's not about doctors, it's all about what we can do to help society.
Well, I'm so excited about this program and the many years that has gone on and all the people that it's impacted. And it also led to a spinoff at the University of Buffalo. My friends, Dr. Steve Schweisberg, and also Dr. Nargis Hussain. And she has just been great in mobilizing our local version of the Drone STEM program. So take a listen to her presentation about what Drone STEM is all about.
The Drone STEM program is about opening doors to STEM for students who might not usually get that chance, especially those from underrepresented backgrounds and in the inner city communities. In Buffalo, each year we bring in about 50 students from 5 Title I schools, both at the middle and high school level, and then we immerse them in a learning environment where they can explore these medical and surgical technologies. The students come to the medical school once a month for 4 months and then compete against each other in May in this very grand event that we hold. The program is designed to teach the students problem solving, deductive reasoning, and by mixing these surgical skills with drone simulation, it gives them the students a fun platform for learning. These experiences also, we hope to develop transferable skills like teamwork, communication, but most importantly, we want to get them really excited about STEM. Drone STEM at its heart, it's really about equity, making sure that the brightest minds are not left behind because of their zip code. And this is how we're going to do it. We are going to ignite curiosity, open doors, and inspire these next generations of doctors and scientists. Thank you.
And thank you, Nargis. I just want to share some news, and I hope that those of you that have Dr. Nargis's email, to send her condolences because she lost her father this morning at 6:54. She has been just a stalwart supporting outreach and early recruitment to especially those who are not who are in minorities to discover medicine. And I love her to death. And as you know, she's been a fixture at the Sages Mini Med School program also. God bless her. And her father was a great man. Now I want to come down to the last platform, and that is before we go to that, I want to show you, excuse me one moment. Before we go to that, I want to show you some glimpses of the Jonestown program. Take a look.
Well, we're really excited to have a brand new medical school campus downtown. And we believe that the school should be part of the community.
The Stealth Drone STEM program is a program that's meant to inspire and empower students in the field of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And because I'm a doctor, also medicine. Kids, you just can't tell them to go do something. They want to know why. And so in my presentation, I let them know why. And one of the biggest reasons is that there's a shortage of physicians. Kids aren't going into medicine.
One of the primary goals for this program is giving exposure to students in Buffalo that most likely would never have gotten this type or this depth of exposure to the medical field and specifically surgery.
I don't find that many programs that offer students in high school medical opportunities and to practice like stuff like suturing.
They do real suturing, exactly what we do on patients.
Bringing pop culture and video games into science is how we made it kid friendly. It's not about beakers and lab coats anymore. It's about incorporating these fun type environments that kids can relate to, students can relate to, and applying them into science.
So now what we have is competition to see who's the best of the best of 5 different exercises.
All the stations were different in their own way, and it kind of showed people like their strengths and their weaknesses. Even if you're not good at it, if you keep practicing, like you will get better.
In a school setting, it's hard to have those opportunities. The equipment here and just the setting and the enthusiasm, the passion that the other doctors have.
By moving everything much closer, by putting their hands on the tools, they actually say, I could do this.
At first, I was thinking about becoming an engineer, but now I'm starting to think that I might want to become a surgeon. We have an individual winner and we have a team winner. So each school, first, second, and third place will go back home to their home school with a trophy.
And here in Buffalo, the dream will be realized. And I hope this one event with these 5 schools spreads to 25 schools in Buffalo. Then it spreads every state in this country and beyond.
I hope that this is year round because I would love to do this again next year or even maybe next month.
Now, guys, you're gonna be helping. The way you can give back is that every year when we have the finals, you all come back and you all work the final events. And I want to thank all the kids in Buffalo and actually beyond who have come and helped. And we're going to be calling on you this year. Usually it's around April or May of the year. And I look forward to you participating. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about the Top Gun Surgeon Squadron. And this is especially meant for those of you who are just joining us to really understand what this is really about. And there's no better way to do this than allow one of your own to give a testimonial. Next, we're going to hear from Owen Burns.
Thank you, Dr. Rosser. My name is Owen Burns, and I first met Dr. Rosser as a Sages Mini Med School participant when I was 14. I reached out to him after the event where I was immediately embraced. For 7 years now, I've helped Dr. Rosser grow our Top Gun Surgeon Squadron to an international team of 100 committed high schoolers, undergraduates, med students, residents, and attending surgeons. We have projects related to surgical simulation, surgical training, and techniques, which we regularly submit to prestigious journals and conferences. We recruit participants through Top Gun Surgeon clubs and cohorts at various institutions. In addition, I now give my full circle testimonial every year as a volunteer at the Sages Mini Med School to encourage the participants to follow my footsteps and join our squadron. Dr. Rosser has blessed me with this opportunity that has truly changed my life. I have co-authored academic papers, presented at international conferences, and earned over $20,000 in grants to support our top gun research. Dr. Rosser made an investment into myself, the squadron, and the future of medicine, directly impacting over 1,000 students, where we will all go then to make a difference in the entire world. Thank you.
So now you know my why. This is a work of passion for my wife and I to give like we would have wanted to be given. So you can have what very few others do. And we will continue as long as God gives me the breath to do that. And like we've said to you, we don't want hostages. We want volunteers. And there's so many of you that I'm proud of, just like Owen. And there's so many of you out there who's just joining that I will become proud of. So at this time, Alan and I want to thank you for allowing us to give you this 50,000-foot view of the impact of AI and robotics in the future of surgery and giving you a glimpse of our why. Because the biggest concern is not the technology and tools that will be available, but the people, the young men and women that will be able to embrace this first love of mine called medicine and take it to higher heights. Thank you guys so much and for tolerating me. And I now have a little time for questions. All right. Since there's no questions, it hurts my heart that none of this stimulated any, but that's okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you have any like examples of how like AI will help with charting related to like operations? Because I'm wondering if like over the years have there been attempts to like record operations so that it's easier to document? Because obviously like you're operating during the day and then like you don't want to chart right after and then you end up doing it later like you said and then you miss details. So I'm wondering what that looks like.
When you say what it looks like, as you know, these AI models are working behind your can work behind your dictation system or any system.
Mm-hmm.
What I usually do now, and as you've seen the residents do, you come in and you sit down at your computer and you go into your electronic medical record and you bring up operative report.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. AI will be behind that. And remember that you have both deep learning visual systems along with time codes because every operation will be videoed. And in
Okay.
fact, the University of Buffalo has been leading the way in recording these videos, but it will become standard then. And these two systems working together with AI deep machine learning systems, they will, and they're multimodal, right? So they're bringing in the visuals, bringing in the data together, and subsequently you hit a button now, and there is your operative report immediately.
Thank you.
And at that particular time, you can go ahead and speed read over it to make sure that everything is correct,
Mm-hmm.
and then submit it to the record.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is not and as you know, you've seen it. This is not a meager, insignificant thing. This is not fluff at all
Mm-hmm.
because documentation is key. Now, Dylan, you can expand that anywhere where you're having to bring in important data, okay, in a multimodal model, as long as you have that, this can help you in other ways too. How about your progress note? Because imagine the nurse's notes coming in the imagery results coming in, and you know how it is to do progress notes, right? And all of a sudden, you're hitting a button and you have your progress note. Now, for those of you that have not been on the wards, you may think this is, oh, so what? No, this is high ground. This is high ground, high ground. Thank you, Dylan. That was a very, very good question.
Yeah, thank you. And it's cool because I was in an office that they're actually using it already.
Mm-hmm.
They record the conversations and it will write the note for you, and you just look through and make sure it's all good, and it just saves so much time.
So much time, and hopefully it will give you more time to actually sit down and talk to the patient
absolutely.
instead of being worried about getting the note right. Now, and see, right now I don't let computers into my when I come into an exam room, because it can be so impersonal. You looking at that computer, I don't bring the computer in at all. But it takes great effort and consistency on my part to consistently walk out of there and do the note right away. And I'm glad you got a chance to see a glimpse of the future today. Anybody else with a question?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
Um, what specific like skills or mindset do you think like future surgeons you think must develop to like work safely and like effectively with like AI assisted systems? Say.
Well, I can tell you right now, it takes someone that has the mindset that AI is not everything. You're going to have to, and this, remember we talked about losing your skills or de-skilling and that sort of thing, especially when it comes down to communication. You're going to have a mindset right now. AI is not everything. AI is not everything. It is a tool. So you have to resist the overuse of it or the over reliance on it. And I say I know that's not something you can touch or whatever, but it is a mindset. It's just like for responsible people who use AI now. They use AI to kickstart and assist, but not to originate. You must be able to have a mindset. For instance, when I played offensive line at the University of Florida, we ran the ball. That was our identity. You had to have a mindset as an offensive lineman. You are going to run that ball and you're going to execute the run game like no one else. It's a mindset. You think talent leads to excellence, putting time leads to excellence. It does not. It's developing a certain mindset that will leverage those items so you can have greatness and be great at what you do.